Falcon Paladin.
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Good to be here for another podcast day. It is kind of hotter today, as you can tell by my background.
You mean the same background you use for the entirety of summer?
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, got up to like 87 today, so yes.
It got up to the same yesterday here,
Ah,
which I did not enjoy, did not appreciate.
no,
Um,
definitely shouldn't.
I could live without that.
Yeah, 100%. But it has cooled off since the high, and it's only like 74 now, so
Mm-hmm.
we'll live with it. It's just always worse when the heat kind of retains its spot
Mm-hmm.
after the sun goes down. And then it's like, oh, okay, now we're talking serious business. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
I mean, I just feel like you should have a roster of backgrounds to choose from because it's always the same one. It doesn't differentiate between when it's really hot and when it's just very hot.
That's a good point. I don't know how to search for a GIF that just indicates that it's hot but not crazy blazing hot.
Oh, that's easy. It's Paris Hilton going, "That's hot."
Except I'd rather not incorporate Paris Hilton into our podcast
Oh, okay.
personally.
Really? So if I booked DJ Paris Hilton as a guest, you'd be like, "I'm out. I'm not hanging around for that one."
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
I think she's a talentless nepo baby who has no skills and no charisma and nothing going for her at all.
Okay. That's a hot take. Just put that take in the background.
You should.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I mean, I'll tell you said that.
Okay.
She's gonna be
Deal.
real upset.
Probably.
Given that what you said is basically true, I imagine she's pretty fragile. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she's cool though. Maybe she's like, you know what? That's true. So what? Right?
Yeah.
That'd be the mature way to approach this.
Well, even Jack Quaid was like, is it Jack Quaid?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I got my job because of nepotism. I'm still good at it though. Like,
Yeah. But it'd be a different thing to be like, I'm got my fame because of nepotism. I didn't do anything to earn it, and I continue to not do anything to earn it. Like that's a different thing to admit to.
mm,
Like for Jack Quaid to say, I'm a Nepo baby and I'm good at my job, it's like, okay, well, wow. Look at all the humility on you, Jack. You really admitted to something terrible there, didn't you?
well, yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be terrible or good or bad to be like just honest that he thinks he's a good actor and he like is deserving of the parts, even though he knows he got his start because he's Dennis Quaid's son. It's just him being honest.
Meg Ryan's son, I'll have you
I
know.
don't know who that is.
You don't know who Meg Ryan is?
Not by name.
What?
American actress.
You've never seen You've Got Mail?
No,
Never
no,
seen When Harry Met Sally?
no. I've also never seen City of Angels, Top Gun, or Sleepless in Seattle.
She's in Top Gun?
Apparently.
Oh man, Sleepless in Seattle. Hang on a second. Meg Ryan Top Gun. Who the hell is she in Top Gun?
Carol Bradshaw.
Oh,
I don't know who that is, but
this is Goose's wife.
yeah. Goose.
Missed that somehow. Goose.
Um,
Anyway, cool. Good to know. Regardless.
I have seen Anastasia, where she voices Anastasia.
No, voice roles don't count. We've had this discussion. Voice roles do not count in an actor's resume.
Oh,
I do
okay.
not care how many animated characters you have voiced if you're a live action actor. It doesn't count. If you are a voice actor, then yes, congratulations. I consider all of your voice acting credentials to be excellent. But if you're some stupid Hollywood live action actor who's like, they paid me $80 million to be the voice of a dog in an animated movie, like, nope, doesn't count for anything. You're out. You took good work from actual talented voice actors because name recognition matters too much in these stupid things. Damn.
I mean,
Rant over.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. Anastasia was a great movie. She voices the main character, not just some dog, and Yeah, I don't know. It can't be like a name recognition role because I didn't recognize her. You know?
You don't know. Well, you don't know who she is. It
Right.
can't be name recognition for you because you don't know the name.
So
But
why
for
did
other people, it was.
right? But why does it not count for her? Because if I don't recognize her, it can't be a name recognition role.
You don't because you're too young to know who Meg Ryan is, apparently. But for a generation older than you, saying Meg Ryan voicing Anastasia was a big pull for the film in the 90s.
Mm,
She was huge. Meg Ryan was a massive movie star through the 80s and the 90s.
okay.
Okay. Again, that's your okay where you're like, I don't agree with you. I'm going to say okay. I made great points. I established that I know what I'm talking about, and you can't just dismiss me with a okay.
Okay. No.
See,
Okay.
that's what you're doing.
All right. Look. Okay. I accept that she. I can't use another word other than okay. Okay. What do you want? That's fine. I accept your argument. No. Look.
Now we're just okay death spiraling now.
Okay. Look. I recognize the movies Top Gun and Harry Met Sally and Sleepless in Seattle. I know they're big movies, right? If she's the lead in those, great.
Yeah.
She was huge in the 80s.
Yes.
I'll
and the
allow
90s.
I'll allow it.
Okay. Good. Glad we're on the same
I
page.
just wish she was in something I've seen.
Yeah. No, that's fair. You should see
No, she
Sleepless
was-
in Seattle.
She was
It's
in
good.
Maverick as well. Yeah.
No, she wasn't.
She was, but it was archive footage from Top Gun.
Oh, that doesn't count.
I mean, they probably paid her for it.
Probably.
Oh, she was in The Simpsons. I've probably seen her in that.
Everyone in the whole world has been in The Simpsons. I've been in The Simpsons. You've been in The Simpsons.
I was
Remember the episode of the Falcon Paladin Hour they did back in season 87?
yes,
They were really scraping the bottom of the barrel with that one.
Yeah, I only brought it up because it's another animated voice role that I thought you'd be mad at.
Anyway, that is funny though. We look at Jack Quaid and you see Dennis Quaid's kid and I see Meg Ryan's kid.
Yeah,
Double nepo baby.
doubly so. Yeah.
Because I know Dennis Quaid, but I don't know. I guess I just consider Meg Ryan the bigger name of the two.
Interesting.
I don't know if she is though. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. But mostly because there are times when Jack Quaid is acting in something and I'm like, holy crap, that is Meg Ryan right there.
Oh, okay.
Like he does something like a facial expression or like a body movement, and I'm like, boom, taking me back. You've got those genes in there. What's up, Ultra?
I'm just gonna throw it out there. I looked at compared their filmographies. I think Dennis Quaid has worked in 3 times as many films.
I believe it.
Yeah, and twice as many TV shows. So I think
Well,
he is just by like.
That's because
amount of-
Hollywood is sexist.
Probably.
And men are allowed to work into their 40s and 50s, and women get kicked to the curb when they turn 30 years old.
It's true. Or it could just be that she got pregnant and took a break from acting. Who knows? You know?
Could be. Yeah, could be. It's actually, just listened to a podcast with Bill Simmons where they had a theory that Meg Ryan took a role in like 2003
Okay.
where it was completely against type. Because in the 80s and 90s, she's the sweetheart girl in the romantic comedy, right? And she's bubbly and this completely innocent girl, and then she's in this role in 2003 in this movie where it's like completely dark and depraved and like a different side, and again, just against what she's been doing.
Sure.
And they argue that ever since that, like she met somebody on the set of that movie that she started dating and totally like kind of screwed her up a little bit for like a couple of years and kind of like changed who she was from that point on. And I was like, that's interesting. I don't know if it's true, but it was an interesting theory that I heard recently about Meg Ryan.
Fair enough.
That's all.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Also, I don't know that Jack Quaid is a great actor. He's fine.
He's fine. Like I mean, I don't hate him on screen, and that's kind of the bar I need actors to be at. So.
Agreed. 100%.
So yeah. I think. Yeah, good enough. Also, I'm half remembering Jack Quaid's like interview or whatever where he made this comment, and for me, I think he actually like directly credited his dad, not his mom, for his nepotism.
Oh,
right?
Interesting.
It's like, yeah, I got this role because of my dad, and maybe his dad got him some roles and his mom didn't, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I remember it, at least.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, Quaid's career is a lot longer than Meg Ryan's. So
It's
by the
true.
time Jack Quaid is old enough to act, Meg Ryan is in the past and Quaid is still here. So
Mm.
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I can
Mm-hmm.
see that. Hmm.
I mean, she still has upcoming movies.
Does
Movie.
she?
Yeah, one.
What is it?
Good Sex.
Wow. Okay.
It's
Where's this? Is it like a Netflix movie or what?
it's coming out in 2027.
Hmm.
It's a romantic comedy.
Oh, going back to the well.
Mm. It has Mark Ruffalo, Tucker Fillsbury, Rashida Jones. Mark Ruffalo was also in The Cut, which was a 2003 psychological horror movie. So,
That's the one I was talking about.
oh yeah, I
Yeah.
looked it up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Oh,
Mm.
that's interesting. So here's what's funny. About 10 years ago, if it was Mark Ruffalo and Meg Ryan and Rashida Jones, I'd be like, that's probably a movie that's in movie theaters. But anymore, it's like, I don't know. It could be on Paramount Plus. It could be a Netflix film.
Uh
It could
huh.
be on Apple TV. I don't know where that is.
Mhm. Mhm.
Does it say where it is?
Um. Oh, it's also got Natalie Portman. Netflix, distributed by Netflix.
Okay. Okay. So it is. They might put it in theaters. Sometimes Netflix does that. But for the most part, they just keep it on the streaming platform.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of things coming to theaters, Demon Slayer.
Got my tickets.
Got your
Taking my kids.
I got my ticket. I'd made the decision to go see it, even though I
Nice.
have no context for what happened in the show between the last movie, or the last movie between like the first 4 episodes of the TV show.
I mean, do you want me to sum it up for you? It's not that hard.
Sure, go for it. I'll allow it.
So where did you end?
Mugen Train at the end of the movie.
End of Mugen Train.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're pretty much good then.
Oh, okay.
At
Nothing
that
happened.
point,
Nothing happened after that.
Tanjiro gets more powerful. He defeats some more demons. So you missed Entertainment District arc
Presumably.
with Flashy Hashira.
Presumably.
Yeah. So there's big demon fight there. It's beautifully animated. He ends up losing like an arm. So he's retired. Like he gets his ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
So he's retired and he's a teacher now. But then Tanjiro and his buddies managed to win in the end because secret new Hashira techniques.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. And then there's this whole other storyline where like there's this swordsmith village where these dudes make the swords for the Hashira and it gets attacked by demons. Yada yada yada. They have to defeat all the demons.
Mm-hmm.
It's all pretty much the same thing. So I don't think you missed any major story beats. Zenitsu still garbage unless he's
Uh-huh.
asleep, and then he's incredibly competent.
Uh-huh.
Boarhead guy, whose name I forget, is still Boarhead guy. He makes no character progression whatsoever the whole time,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and that's about it. So I think you're good.
Yeah, you're really selling this as a thing that I should have called mid. Like,
Look, it's the animation. It really is. It's got like the best looking fight scenes of any anime that I'm familiar with. There's probably something that's better, but I think it's great.
okay. Fair enough.
And smart fight scenes too. Like a lot of it's like trying to figure out what's this demon's weakness and then moving around it. And there's sacrifice and power of friendship, yada yada yada, anime things. You know how this works. I do prefer the character stuff was better because yeah. Zenitsu especially, Borgai especially. It's like, okay. I get it. I get how we found you, and I understand you're the way you are because you are the way you are.
Uh-huh.
But it's been like 4 seasons now. Can we figure something out? No, we cannot.
Apparently not.
No. And so Michael Jackson Demon has this infinity castle, is how they translate it into English.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this mansion outside of time and space where he does all of his meetings with his hired demons and no one's been able to find it, et cetera, et cetera. And then they find it at the end of whatever the last episode of the show was. So that leads into the movie. They're in the Infinity Castle. They're on Michael Jackson Demon's home turf at that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is interesting because he's been shown to be dangerous enough that like I figured they'd try to attack him. out in the woods somewhere. Just like some random place on Earth where they know what's going on, but to actually have to try to take him down in this area that he has complete control over, that they didn't know existed, they don't know how it works, is like, man,
Right.
everyone's gonna die, aren't they? This is gonna go real bad for most of them.
It's sounding like attacking Strahd in his castle. If you've ever played the Curse of Strahd in D&D, like
I
it's just,
have not,
okay,
but
yeah,
I get the idea. Like Dracula in his castle,
yeah,
probably a bad idea.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Well, but at the same time, it's like you can't just hope to bump into him in the woods. Like,
Right, right. Although in the Demon Slayer case, Michael Jackson demon, whose name I cannot remember because he just looks like Michael Jackson in
uh huh,
1984,
uh huh.
he wanders around outside in the real world. Like Tanjiro ran into him in town once, like in season 3. So he leaves. Like if Dracula just went out shopping sometimes, you could just attack him on Main Street, you know?
Right. That's fair. Moves on.
Muzan, thank you. I
Yeah.
will immediately forget
Get
that.
that? Yep.
Yeah.
He's got, man, that Michael Jackson certainly has the moves on. Moves on the dance
Boo.
floor. Woo!
Boo. 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 Anyway, it was funny because my daughter wants to go because she loves it.
Hmm.
So, middle kid does not care for anime.
Okay.
He's a video game kid all the way through. He just spends all his time playing Hollow Knight and Silk Song and Trackmania and stuff.
Sure. Good games.
And then oldest kid, I was like, "Do you want to come?" And he's like, "I'd love to." And I'm like, "Have you seen the show?" And he's like, "No." And I was like, "Oh,
So you might
what's the
want.
plan here, kid?"
Well, you.
I told him to find some kind of abridged Demon Slayer show. I mean, here's the thing. It's one of those shows where the fights are 4 episodes long. And so you can just be like, and then they defeated the demon, bam, half the season is taken care of.
Right, but at the same time, you said the animation and the fight scenes was the reason to watch it. So you're
It
telling him to
is.
cut out the best things.
Well, I don't know. If you just want to know the story, like I just told you, to get up to the point to where you understand the movie, it's not that hard, is what I'm saying.
Right, right. That's fair.
But
Actually,
if you have the time, watch the fight scenes. Yeah.
you reminded me of something. Last week, you said that things that have abridgments, abridged versions, are because they're too long. And that's why you
Yeah.
didn't watch Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball Z abridged exists, so you assume it's too
Yeah.
long.
And then we determined that a lot of shows have abridged versions, even
Right.
if they're 2 seasons.
Right, which is because
Right.
I kind of took it at face value that you knew what Dragon Ball Z abridged was, which when they say abridged, it's not an abridgment. Like, that's just what it's called. It is a fan-made parody, right? Where they
I knew that aspect of it. They don't abridge it at all?
not particularly like that, like it's they redub everything. Like that,
So why
obviously,
is it not Dragon Ball fan dub?
because abridged sounds better. I don't know.
That's not what it is. Liars.
Look.
All of them.
Yeah, look, I don't get it either. But in anime, abridged does not mean abridged. It specifically refers to as like a fan-made parody where they redub it. And obviously, they're still limited to like whatever scene's already been made. But it's
Yeah.
if something has an abridged, it doesn't mean it's because it's too long, and it doesn't mean it's an abridgment. Like it's usually like an original thing poking fun at it.
Words have no meaning.
Oh
Got
no,
it.
of course not. Okay.
No. Although, I mean, okay, so oldest kid got into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Sure.
And so he did find like a YouTube version abridged JoJo where
Okay.
it takes season 1, which is like 20 episodes, and crams it into this 3-hour thing. So you know what season 1 of JoJo is in 3 hours instead of like 20.
Mm.
Anyway, so I'm just saying sometimes abridged means abridged, and sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it might.
That's fine. Noted.
I'm just wondering if because I googled this and it's like created by Antfish. Does Antfish do the like? It's a voice actor. Okay, interesting.
You talking about the JoJo abridged thing?
Yeah, I found it, and I'm like, what else has he done? This person has also done apparently the Attack on Titan abridged, the Final Fantasy VII abridged, Dragon Ball Z abridged, Hellsing
So when
Ultimate
he
Abridged.
abridges, he means abridged, apparently.
Um, well, here's the thing. I know the Dragon Ball Z Abridged is not really like it's summarizing the events in that you have like if you're pulling the video from the official show and then dubbing over it to make new jokes, you can still
Yeah.
only work with what's there. And so you're probably going to find yourself cutting more than you are adding, right?
Yeah.
Right. So it's technically going to give you a summary, and maybe JoJo's adapts better to tell the narrative in JoJo if it has narrative. I didn't know that JoJo has a whole lot to it other than like people doing sick poses and quippy one-liners about, "Oh, you're going to approach me," right?
There's story. It's like a multi-generational story, which I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but
Hmm.
Dragon Ball Z Abridged is very much parody. Like
Yes.
I don't think you're getting the original story out of it.
No, no, no. Probably not.
Yeah.
I wonder how much you would fail to understand the original story, though.
Mm.
Like you're getting
Well,
something
okay.
accurate out of it,
Okay.
right?
Team 4 Star, who is the YouTube channel that did it, their fandom wiki says Dragon Ball Z Abridged is a direct parody with most characters and plot lines remaining relatively unchanged. So, from when I watched it, I felt like it's the same plot line, but it's not. I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's very original, you know. I didn't feel like
Okay.
I was getting it for the story. I was getting it for the jokes about like a farmer seeing an alien crash into his marijuana patch and being like, "Oh shit, I better do whatever red-blooded American ought to do. Get my gun." Right? In the original, that character is just like, "Oh no, better go check that out," and then drives over and he just has a gun, right? And
Well,
he's not even
sounds American to me.
I don't know that he was American in the original
I'm
one.
just saying he has a gun. That's America.
Okay, I don't think Earth has the same countries, given what we see of Earth, but that's and
That's fair.
how much of it gets blown up regularly. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, that's Dragon Ball. Neat. So yeah, gonna see the Demon Slayer this weekend.
Yep.
We'll talk about it next week.
I got my D-Box movie seats.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's gonna shake and be great.
Mm-hmm.
Really looking forward to
I
that.
have a theater that has D-Box seats, and I didn't do the D-Box seats.
Well, you have to buy one for all the kids as well.
Yeah,
So no, don't do that.
definitely not.
Speaking of watching things, I finished Barbarians.
You did. I think it's just singular barbarian.
Barbarian.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
What a face. What a face. That's beautiful.
I
Mm.
I think it's a good movie if you can watch those sorts of movies without being like, I hear the music as like this thudding heartbeat to it, and then it stops, and I can keep hearing it because it's now just me being like, Beyond that, it's good.
Weird, man.
It's a bit weird. It's like I think the magic in weapons is weirder, right?
Ooh. Okay. Fair.
This one just has like DNA is weird. If you copy a key a bunch of times, it can make you super strong but not very smart. You know, like that's
I'm just thinking of the aspect of how realistic is it that somebody builds a giant tunnel under their home and no one discovers it at all for like 40 years. Like the city's not doing any like surveying. Nobody tries to dig a fiber optic line and is like, what the hell is this?
I
You
mean,
know what I mean?
this is Detroit. Nobody's building a whole lot out there, right? I remember listening to
Ooh.
podcasts 15 years ago talking about how Detroit was like, please move back to the city. We can't afford to run services out to the suburbs, and we will be cutting them off when we run out of money. Like,
Okay, so nobody's running new water lines. Nobody's doing fiber optic out there.
somebody
Fair.
is running an Airbnb, apparently.
Oh, that was my big question about the movie. Because, okay, just quick, broad overview, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have our main character, whose name I don't remember. It's
Tess.
like not Tess. Tess shows up to an Airbnb in Detroit. She's got a job interview. She's flown into town. She shows up late at night. She gets there. She opens the key box at the front
Mm-hmm.
of the Airbnb, and there's not a key in there. And she's like, "What the hell?" And there's someone already in there.
Right.
So it's like, what is going on, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So she knocks on the door. She gets the attention of the person that's in there. It's Bill Skarsgård, who is
Keith.
Keith, who is known for playing evil, creepy adjacent characters a lot throughout his entire movie career.
Uh-huh.
Right? So he shows up and you're like, oh no, it's Bill Skarsgård. She's in so much trouble.
Right.
And he's like charming, and they try to figure out what happened, and they both have emails from the same Airbnb person saying, yes, you have the Airbnb this day, this night.
Mm-hmm.
So later we find out there's a serial killer living in a secret hideout under the house. Does he run this? He didn't seem to be very internet savvy
No.
when we found him later.
No.
What is going on?
Somebody is running an Airbnb out of Justin Long's house. I'm going to assume it's the real estate, and they didn't know that there was anyone down there. They're just like, okay, this guy has a house in an area that nobody wants to live. We can't rent this out. And as long as it's not rented out, we can just run it as an Airbnb. Because people will come and stay a night because it's cheaper than the city. And that's what
And then when they realize what the neighborhood is, they won't come back. But we got their money anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty much, yeah. So that's my assumption. But boy, would it be nice to have some answers.
Yeah, because the movie's not really interested in diving too deep into that.
No.
Because like the backstory is that there's this dude who lived in this house back in the 60s and 70s when Detroit was doing better.
Mm.
And he's living on his own, and he's a serial killer, and he hunts women and kidnaps them and takes them down to his murder hole and does all the terrible things to them before killing them. And he's been doing this constantly for decades. And no one's ever caught him. So
No. Yeah. I will say that Justin Long gets to his house when he's like there to liquidate it, and he's gonna list that it is for sale, assumedly. And he's not surprised that there's a lockbox on the front of the door. And he's like, because if you're renting a house out, you wouldn't have a lockbox with the keys on the front of the door, right? They would just be with the real estate. So maybe he knows it's an Airbnb, and they're just like, nobody stayed there in forever.
Yeah, he must be aware.
Maybe. What I will say is the funniest part of the movie, and there's only like two funny bits in the entire movie, is when Justin Long, aspiring actor, accused of raping his co-star in a pilot for a TV show, thinks, I've just discovered a rape dungeon in my house. Can I add that to the property listing?
Well, the funny thing about it is we get Tess. She finds secret door in basement leading to secret tunnel with obvious rape room with bed in it, camera set up, bucket on the floor, and you're like, holy shit, this is the scariest room I've ever seen. And she's freaked out by it because she's a human being. Dustin Long finds the same door she does, goes down, finds room, and goes, pulls out the tape measure, is measuring the width and the breadth, and makes zero acknowledgement of what this room obviously is. It's incredible.
Right. But
it's very funny.
Think about what would have happened if he was like, I would like to list my house. It is being sold by Justin Long, and I've been accused of rape, and here's my rape dungeon. Like, what is... You just put it like he's very self-interested, and we get that by the end of the movie. He should have been able to put that together for himself, right? He's just like, it's extra square footage, and then he finds another door, and he's like, more square footage. It's
incredible.
his
Look at this
com-
long tunnel. It's square footage. I'm like, what are you doing with a tunnel, Justin Long?
his
Oh,
commitment to working out the size of his underground rape tunnels is impressive, if nothing else.
it is by far the funniest part of the film. By far. Because he is so obsessed with being like, I can list my house for twice as much with all this new stuff I found.
Right.
He Googles, he's like, hey, if you find, what does he Google?
Um, can you count tunnels under the house in the property like floor plan or whatever, like on the square footage? And it's like, well, basements, even if they're unfinished, could be counted in the total available area, but not in the like livable. Finds a bunch of like real estate advice, basically.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I mean, I wish the movie was just those bits.
Fair. Fair enough.
It is so scary. I don't like it. Don't make me
Yes.
don't make me do it again.
Okay. No more. We've got this figured out.
Uh, I mean, just
Yeah. So Bill Skarsgård, again, you're just waiting for him to be nefarious or creepy in some way. And he is just nothing but charming. He and Tess spend a whole night. They've got this thing in common. They're both involved in the same organization. They both like the same things. He's obviously into her. She's kind of into him. It's like this whole meet cute thing. And you're like waiting for the other shoe to drop. And Bill Skarsgård gets murdered. And you're like, wow, it wasn't him at all, actually. That was my reaction. He
right.
goes down to check out this creepy tunnel under the house. For some reason goes super deep in there. I would have gone in like 3 feet and been like, nope, this is the worst vibes I've ever seen in my life. We're leaving. And he's like, nah, I wonder how far this goes. And you're like, Bill Skarsgård, my friend, why are you doing this?
Right. There's a lot of little bits when you're waiting for him to not be the red herring, where he's like, "Can I make you a cup of tea?" And
Yeah, and
she's
you're like,
like,
roofied.
yeah, and he's like, well, I thought maybe you'd like some wine, but I was gonna wait for you to be here when I opened it so you could see that it was still sealed, and like he's making
Yeah.
the effort to, in any normal circumstance, reassure the lady that he's
Mhm.
not a red herring in disguise, uh, you know, a murderer in disguise.
Yeah, but like a good murderer would do all that stuff and then do the murder when their guard is down. So I was like, he's a psychopath. He's a sociopath. He can be charming in order to get what he wants, right?
So
Yeah. But no. So then he's down in the tunnel, like, hey, like yelling. And Tess is at the mouth of the tunnel, like, come back, you idiot. Stop going down there. And he starts crying for help. And she's like, holy shit. And then she is the nicest person on planet Earth because I don't care how much you think that Keith is cute. I don't care how nice you think this young man is. Do not go into the tunnel after him. You know what's down there. You've been in there. You saw the room. Go out and figure something else out that does not involve you going down the tunnel. That's all. And then she does. And then she runs into him and he's turned around. He doesn't know which way is out from the tunnel.
right,
And
he's like, something bit me.
yeah. And he's like, it's this way. And she's like, I just came from this other direction. I know where out is. And he's just completely turned around.
Right, he's in an absolute panic, which
Yeah.
fair enough.
Fair. Getting turned around in a completely dark tunnel, totally fair.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the mother which is what she's credited as, comes out and bashes his head against the rock several times, and he is dead. And then it cuts to a happy Justin Long singing in his car, and I'm like, what is the tonal shift of this? What
and
is
then smash cut. Like,
smash.
not a cut, a smash cut to Justin Long in his convertible driving along the Pacific Coast Highway, singing along to the radio without a care in the world. It is an incredible cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to process. I'm like, oh, Bill Skarsgård wasn't the bad guy in this movie. Holy crap, what's going on? And then it's like, here's Justin Long, everyone. And I'm like, what? Wait, what about the other stuff? And then it spends like half an hour not doing the other stuff. You spend the
Mm,
next several scenes with Justin Long.
yeah, it's about 12 minutes until he
Is
gets
it
to the house.
really?
Yeah, maybe 16 by the time he gets to the basement. Like he notices the door's been propped up, but he like just closes it. And it's not till
Yeah.
it's like 16 minutes before you're back into like the spooky scary stuff. Um
Wow. That's felt longer. Okay, fair.
yeah, it was the only 16 minutes I didn't have to pause the movie for, so I counted.
Dude, just as an aside, it's not. I mean, it's a part of the film. It's not like the point of the film. Maybe it is, but so Justin Long gets accused of raping his co-star for a piloted TV show. So the
Mhm.
TV show is like dropping him.
Mhm.
The charges are being filed, and he's adamant he didn't do anything.
Right.
Right? He's like, we had sex, but I didn't make her do it the whole time. And you're like, you do seem like you kind of suck, Justin Long's character,
But
but I don't know.
um
But then, no, go ahead.
I'll just say that it's not until the bit that you're about to mention where he goes out to the bar that
Yep.
it's admitted that they did have sex. Like he didn't say,
Oh,
like, there's no mention of him admitting that they were intimate on any level until that moment. Just he staunchly is like to his accountant, like, didn't do it, by the way, and I've got a defamation lawsuit that I'm going to win. But it's not until he's at
well,
the bar with his like Michigan friend, who's made entirely of red flags, judging by like the two scenes that you get with him. Uh,
yeah, totally.
yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
interesting. Anywho, yeah. So then they're at the bar, and the guy's like, "Come on, man! Like, tell me the truth. Like, what happened?" He's like,
Hmm.
"We're friends."
Yeah, I'll believe you. Whatever you say, man. Just tell me what happened.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we
And
had
Justin
sex.
Long's like, and he's like, and I made her do it. And it's like,
He's,
what the dude? Like,
we had sex,
come
but
on.
she took some convincing. What is that phrase?
Uh,
That is not a phrase you should ever be saying.
Not really. No.
Ugh.
Yeah. So he basically admits to it. And
Mhm.
you're like, oh, okay, great. So irredeemable scumbag, Justin Long's character. Good stuff.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yep. So then, yeah. So then he finds Tunnel. He's excited about the extra square footage for his home
Uh huh.
and the market value thereof. And then he goes down deep, dark, scary tunnel without any sense of self-preservation at
Well,
all. Like none.
no, he has some. The two pieces of self preservation that he has that both I was about to call him Jack Quaid,
Wow.
Keith and Tess have, which is
Uh-huh.
he spots the flashlight that's just on the shelf, right? So he takes
Right.
actual light and he takes a knife. He like gets the closest thing to a weapon that he can.
That's true.
So I give him 2 points. Uh, the light was
But I'm just
old
saying,
and cuts out, and he ends up trapped in a hole with Tess. you know.
yeah. I'm just saying, at no point did he act like his life was maybe in danger
Right,
down there.
right. At no point did he have any suspicion of this like network of tunnels. He was just like, this is great news. I basically found a pot of gold." Right?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no harm can come from this, except, you know, all
A
the
lot of
harm.
harm. A
Yeah,
lot of harm can come from this. Yeah.
yeah.
Right. So our serial killer rapist we were talking about earlier, I don't remember his name. I don't know that it
AJ.
matters. AJ?
Oh no, no,
Really?
that's Justin Long.
Oh, okay.
I can probably look it up,
Probably.
but I don't know that it matters. I mean, I know his overall say Carlos, but he's not Carlos. I think it's Jeff. I think his like neighbor is like, "Hey, Jeff."
Sure. That works for me. So it's
Yeah,
Jeff.
yeah,
So yeah, so he's been raping the women he's been kidnapping, then forcing them to give birth, and then raping
Frank.
their children,
Yeah.
and then just keeping doing that until we end at a spot where the only thing that's around anymore, as far as we can tell with old man Jeff,
Mhm.
is this one like 6 foot tall woman who's completely naked,
Mhm.
probably like 40 years old, right?
Mhm.
With absolute brain levels of a toddler, like no concept of how the world works, no concept of anything other than babies
Mhm.
and taking care of babies. Like that's all that she's really concerned about, and also murdering Keith.
She's
For
had
reasons?
she's had exactly one video to watch for 40 years, which is like a
Yeah.
you're a new mother, here's what you should be doing, right? Which is
Yeah,
probably like given
for
the
breastfeeding in particular.
right,
Yeah.
and given the time when it was made, it's probably filled with some misinformation about like, well, you're a woman, you should enjoy being a mother. There should be no downsides. It'll be great. Um,
Yeah.
and I assume Keith struggles, manages to get away, and what we learn is she just wants people to be her baby.
Hmm.
Um, and when he would not be her baby, she bashes his head in. Poor Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is woof. Escalated quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, AJ ends up finding the guy who's responsible for all of this tunnelage
Mm-hmm.
under his house.
Mm-hmm. Who?
And he's
Yeah. Frank, by the way.
who?
Frank.
Frank.
Yeah. Richard Brake is the actor. Um,
Yeah.
just
So
just
Frank, he's old. He probably can't get out of the bed that he's in. He's at the end of his life.
mm-hmm.
And again, very funny that AJ is like, there's a guy down here. Obviously, he's a victim of some kind. He's being kept captive
Right.
by this crazy lady with the long hair and the no clothes.
Uh-huh.
What can I do to help you, sir? That's his immediate, like,
That's his
immediate,
immediate response.
concept of what's going on here. Yeah, it's incredible.
Here's the thing. Maybe Justin Long was a good guy who did a bad thing. Maybe. Also, there's a bell on the tunnel, and the rope is like leading into Frank's room, and I'm like, what was the bell for? Was it to summon people, or to like, so they know he was coming out? Because there's a scene where Justin Long is like up against the door, and he's got his phone for light, and the mother is like slowly coming out of the shadows and the fog, or like the dust or
Yeah,
whatever, and
you love that.
yeah, it was great. And sees like where he's at and is like, just kind of back up. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why is she afraid? And like, there's a homeless guy who's like, oh, Tess, you got out. Well, I didn't know his name was Tess, but it's like, you got out.
Uh-huh.
Like, she comes out in the night, but you don't want to go back in there. There are worse things in there than her. Like, that's a light. And all we get is the old man who probably couldn't have gotten out of his bed for like the last decade, you know?
You
Someone,
think so?
I don't know. He couldn't get up
What's
to
he
get his gun.
eating?
People?
How is he getting new people if he can't get out of his bed?
The mother's bringing it to him. That's what the bell's for, maybe. He's like, ding ding, I need food. And she's like, well, here's a bit of Keith.
Holy crap. I didn't think about that. I figured he'd been bedridden fairly recently. Like he had a stroke or something a couple months ago, and
Maybe.
like he's just wasting away.
I mean,
But
could
that,
be.
I like your idea though. That's darker.
I mean, I feel like he's been bedridden for ages because the mother is fundamentally incapable of looking after anyone else, and there's nobody else there. Like, all the cages with, like, the dog bowls for, like, new kids are, like, empty, right?
Yeah.
If he'd been there recently, like, the cycle would have been continuing. Somebody with, like, some knowledge of looking after another human being to keep them alive down there would have been... The system would have been working, you know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Jeff is like, hey, it's a human being that can understand what I'm saying all the time. This is interesting. So he's like, hey, you bring this drawer over to me. Like, bring this drawer from across the room.
Right. He's like,
I want something non-verbally. Just
Yeah.
like bring it over. And AJ's like, all right, man, whatever you want. Dude pulls a gun out of the drawer and shoots himself in the head.
Yeah.
Like, no hesitation. He's not like, should I do this? Maybe I should shoot you. He's like, nope, I'm done. I had a good run. I did a lot of evil stuff. I'm out. And bam, he's out.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's pretty great.
Like, do you think he'd wanted to die for a while and he just couldn't get the gun?
No. I think, because the first thing he, like, non-verbally is like, hey, can you bring me that? It's water. He just wants water, and he's drinking it, and it's like... And then Justin Long is like, I'm going to get you out of here. This place is going to be swarming with cops in, like, 2 minutes. And then he's like,
Oh, right.
And he's like, oh, something else. I need something else. Can you get me something? And it's the
Yeah, so he's like, it's up, wraps up. Yeah, good run.
yeah.
And then AJ is like, there are a lot of VHS tapes in here with
Well, he
names like Red Hair Girl and Girl at Supermarket.
right.
What the hell is this?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so he moves like the little bedside table to the bedside, and then while old man starts digging around in it, he turns his back, and that's when he notices all the VHS tapes. So it's
Yeah.
just for the proper order. He doesn't shoot himself before he finds the head. Like he sees all the tapes, pushes one into like the VHS player, and he's like, presumably sees whatever's on it and turns back and goes, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And then goes, "Oh, hey, you've got a gun." And then he shoots himself, and it's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
what the fuck?" Yeah, it's a dark movie, guys.
It is crazy dark.
Yeah.
Yep. So then it kind of turns into a mother is chasing Tess and AJ around town, and homeless guy kind of saves him, but then he doesn't know what he's talking about and dies.
Right, because we get the second joke, which is, "I've been living here for 15 years, and she ain't never come into this building." Boosh, like a berserker out of Years of War. Rips his arm off and beats him to death with it.
Yes. Very white as kids you know moment there, certainly.
Yeah, so those are your
Yeah,
two jokes, everyone.
Knee slappers to be sure, involving a rape dungeon and someone being beat to death with their own arm.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, so they go up a water tower trying to get away from Mother. AJ decides it's for self-preservation's sake, he's going to chuck Tess off the top of the water tower.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mother jumps after Tess because she does see Tess as her baby.
Mm-hmm.
And then neither of them die jumping off the water tower. They're fine mostly.
Well, the superhuman monster takes the fall and doesn't die, but we've already seen her be hit by a car at this point and also not die.
Pretty tough.
So let's just give her like regeneration while we're at it. Justin Long finds the gun that he dropped because he has butterfingers perpetually. Like he had it with his knife and with his flashlight.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest. It's probably because I've been raised on like video games and TV, but I'm double tapping. Yeah, it's like okay, the beast is down. I have a pistol. I'm not like I'm not the greatest shot. I've already shot Tess once. I will risk it at this point. You know, maybe Justin Long, not the same kind of upbringing, but doesn't do that here.
No, I don't think he played a lot of video games from what we saw of his existence.
Right.
Not really a video game guy.
No, probably not. So he finds Tess is still alive, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna help you," and like drops the gun, tries to like pull her up, and the mother's alive too, and like puts her thumbs through his eyes,
and explodes his head with her bare hands.
Yeah, and then
pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, yeah, nice and quick, and just like, oh, we thought it was over, and then it's not. It's like it's this like false bottom, and then you like the adrenaline spikes again, right? It's
right.
In another movie or another audience, it would be great. People would really have enjoyed that.
Omicron found it less enjoyable.
I mean, I found it more enjoyable than the rest of the movie because I was looking at the like progress bar being like, okay, it's nearly over. Like,
all right,
yeah. The mother then is like, "Oh no, Tess, my baby, you're hurt. We gotta go back." And she's like, "I can't go back." I'm like, "Back?
Not going back. Are you kidding?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, Tess finds the gun and puts it to Mother's face, and pop goes the weasel, so to speak.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting emotional moment. I'm not saying it's emotional. I'm saying your emotions during that moment, because it's like, okay, Mother is a complicated thing, right?
It's both monster and victim, right? And it's doing just what it thinks is right for its child. Like it's what it's been led to believe that all of its existence should be about. it probably grew up in a situation entirely fucked up where that was what
Yeah.
it was
Oh
expected
yeah.
of it, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
and it's been unable to do that. And so from its perspective, it's sort of like found purpose with Tess. It's
Uh-huh.
it's a crazy moment. Um
So for Tess to be like, if I go back with you, it is the worst thing that could possibly happen to me. But also, thanks for saving my life back there.
right.
Right?
Right.
Like it's a complete mess.
Uh
Yeah. She goes through with it though. I was proud of her. I was like, good job, Tess.
I mean, probably the best situation for everyone involved.
For everyone involved. Yeah. 100%.
Mm.
Oh, there's a scene we skipped where Tess escapes
Mhm.
and like actually gets some cops
Yeah, and
to
they
like go to the house with her and be like rape dungeon in the basement, and they're like, do you have
okay,
some ID?
go,
Is this your house?
are you a
Do you have a
meth
key to
addict?
get inside? And I was like, are what? Are you serious? Like I know cops are, there's a lot of different types of cops, right?
Mhm.
Some
Mhm.
cops don't want to do anything. Some cops are out to abuse their power. Some cops are maybe good people.
Mhm.
Some cops are good people and turn into bad people. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I guess maybe if you're a cop in Detroit and everything's just gone to hell so much, and you constantly have homeless people and drug addicts being like, they're out to get me. You know what I mean? You'd be so inured to that. You'd be so immune to believing it
Mhm.
that that's how you'd react. But like, whoa, that is a tough scene.
Yeah, I'm gonna contrast this with Weapons because Zach Kreger wrote and directed both of these, I believe.
Yep.
Um, and so his experience with cops in Weapons is that like chief of police is like, oh, you hit an unarmed civilian and it's on your body cam. That's fine. Just don't report it. Don't do anything. In a month, it'll get overwritten. It's fine,
And
right?
if we get lucky, then everything will go away. Yeah.
Right. So I think he has some definite opinions on what he thinks about
Cops in
cops
general.
cops in general. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, also in a horror movie, if cops are competent and good at their
There's
jobs,
no horror
it's
movie.
harder for the horror movie to work.
Right.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
it is true, but you can instead write them to be not present, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Totally.
this is disdain for people, right? Like she gets up to the cop car and he's like hands off the door. Like that's his first thing, not who are you? How can we
Yeah.
help you? We're here to serve the communities we work in. It is get off the door or I'm gonna drag you down to the precinct and you can sleep this off. You know, it is
Yeah.
0 to 100 almost as quick as everyone else in this movie. You know.
And she does manage to get them back to the house. And she's like, we gotta go in there. There's a
Mm-hmm.
guy in there who's in danger. We need to help them.
Mm-hmm. And then
And they're
that
like,
this isn't your house. The only crime I see is you like bashing on his door and breaking this guy's window. Which I get that she's flustered. She's been down there for days probably, but
uh-huh.
it's like look at where the glass is. She busted out, not in, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's very nice deductive reasoning, Somicron. I'm impressed. Call you Sherlock from now on.
Oh, go on. I dare you.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, basic police work would have been nice,
Mm-hmm.
but there is none of it at all. So maybe eventually, if she'd had enough time to talk to them, it could have been convinced to go in the house and like check out the basement.
Mm-hmm.
But they could just get another call of like a shooting 4 blocks over, and they're
Mm-hmm.
like, "Well, we know this is something that's real. We don't know that
Right.
what you're saying is real. So see ya."
Yeah,
Brutal.
I can kind of see another like avenue where she goes, "Okay, you think I'm a meth addict? Take me to the shop. I'll sleep this off." And maybe like Justin Long dies, but you know, I mean, she's got a heart of gold and isn't gonna let that happen, as we find out. But
No.
like when they take her back and are like, "I don't need Narcan. I'm great. I'm not on anything, you asshole." Right? The next day, represent your case. Be like, "Hey, there was a car there, right? I put in a call for a police officer. There would have been a log of that. You can look all this up now that we're back at the station." You know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Um, you
could have
can
been done.
you can run the plates and find out that I'm a real human. You take a fingerprint, something, I don't know. Are fingerprints mandatory in the US? Is that like a thing?
No.
Okay, so I have a very vivid memory of being young and going to like the Easter show, and there was just like cops at the entrance giving everyone fingerprints to like have.
That's what I was gonna say. There have been movements throughout the decades to like let's fingerprint kids so if they get kidnapped,
Mm-hmm.
especially we can know, we can find them easier. But it's never been like a mandatory when the kid is born, we fingerprint them and put it in a database.
Okay. Does your fingerprint
Yeah.
change as you grow up?
Nope.
Not at all. Doesn't even just
Mm-mm.
get like bigger and like distort.
It gets bigger, but it's the same pattern.
No. Does your fingerprint change over time? Fingerprints do not change. Huh. Would you look at that?
Falcon is right about something.
It turns out
Wow.
fingerprints do evolve, but only slightly.
Yeah.
Statistically, not enough to change a print. Well, okay.
Yeah, there you go. Fingerprints for kids. It's a smart idea, but it's never been mandated by the American government, as far as I know.
Fair
And if
enough.
you're getting it done at some fair somewhere, then it's probably not mandated in Australia either.
Uh, I mean, the Easter show is a huge event here in Sydney, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's not some fair.
Again, they have a database
Right,
of probably millions of kids, but it's not everybody.
right.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a
Cool.
little Orwellian, I think.
Mm,
There are probably some people in government pushing back like I want to make people give us their fingerprints.
right. Yeah, America's
Just
always
as a matter of course. Because like we don't do photo IDs here unless you want a driver's license.
You know, you can't even do like a photo ID card. Like you can't just get identification card.
Not that I'm really aware of.
Okay, because you can here.
Yeah.
You can go and get
Yeah.
just a photo ID.
Yeah. It makes sense. But I'm saying there's nothing mandated. The government's like not like you have to have a photo ID regardless of anything else you're doing.
Mm,
It's a requirement to obtain a privilege from the government is
mm,
how they do it.
mm.
It's just a whole different mentality of getting personal information.
Sure.
Although I don't know, with the whole wiretapping stuff and the
Hi, Mr. NSA listener.
yeah, the NSA, the CIA, the FBI,
Right.
they might have everyone's everything. They've maybe been working on it for a long time, so they
Mm,
just don't tell everyone that they have your fingerprints.
maybe. I feel like getting fingerprints versus like your online activity are two very different things. Like,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
getting
totally.
getting your fingerprints, I feel like might be they might have the print but not know who it belongs to.
Hmm.
Just because like you pressed your hand on a thumb rail like while you were going down some stairs and someone ended up getting attacked there, and so they swept for prints and just collected everything, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Who knows? Um,
I don't.
yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, it just ends with Tess having gone through this like horrific
We don't
week
know.
long
Week long?
thing. We don't know how long it is.
No.
Tess gets kidnapped, and then it smash cuts to Justin Long, and then he shows up at the house, and then we have no idea how long it's been.
Right.
Although, yeah, I don't think there's anything to indicate passage of time at all. That's crazy.
I mean, we can assume it's not been super long. Like Justin Long has a rental, and I feel like that it would have been reported stolen in some time. Tessa's laptop still had charge, even though like it would have been in sleep, but
Ooh,
it still had
that's a good
charge.
one.
Um,
Yeah, Tess isn't insane. Like she
also true.
hasn't been there for like a year and lost her mind.
Yeah. Also true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
her clothes are dirty, but she's still pretty on top of things
the
when
homeless guy.
Justin finds her.
The homeless guy who tried to scare her, like ran to her and was like, "Don't go in there." As we find out later,
Yeah,
was still like hanging around, being like, "Is she gonna come out? I gotta be like nearby to help." Right?
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know how if he'd stick around for weeks, you know.
Yeah, it just feels like from a week to like 3 weeks, maybe at the longest,
I
is my assumption.
I think like a week. I think a week is the
Hmm.
longest.
Week sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Barbarian.
Barbarian. Woo. So fun.
So fun. We pivot to the Warhammer, unless you
Yeah.
have something else to say about Barbarian.
Um. No, I don't. I don't think I have anything else to say about Barbarian.
Okay.
Let's go to where things can only be happy. Warhammer 40k. What did
All the time.
what did
Yeah.
we read, Falcon?
Priests of Mars.
By Graham McNeill. Woo.
Yep.
Yes, this is a Cogboy book. Um, I, I feel like we've just gone through Barbarian's entire narrative, and now we're gonna do it again for the thing. I kind of want to skip over that and just be like, "What do you think?" like,
Yeah,
what
that's fine. We can do that.
yeah. What did you
Can
think?
I just say it's another title that I feel is misleading from the Warhammer book series?
Oh, why?
I just assumed if it's called Priests of Mars, it's about
Pre-
Cogboys on Mars.
but these are Martian priests.
Yeah, I know.
They're just not on Mars.
I know. But they're never called that. Nobody ever calls an Adeptus Mechanicus a priest of Mars.
Right, but it's implied. Like they're
It
like
is. I know. I'm just saying, I figure the reason it wasn't called Adeptus Mechanicus, which
uh
would have taken place anywhere in the galaxy, I would have bought that.
huh.
It was called Priests of Mars made it seem like they were specifically located on Mars. We've read stories on Mars before. It's a fine place to set a story. I was okay with it. But then
Uh
it was like, actually, not even the same galaxy. We are leaving. I was like, oh, okay. So we're getting as far as we can from Mars in this story. I was completely off base.
So just to throw it out there, I
Yeah.
think the one book we've read on Mars in the Horus Heresy is called Mechanicum. It's just called
So it's reversed.
it's reversed, and it's also by Graham McNeill.
He's just playing a little trick on us. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's great. That is really great.
So the basic TLDR is Lexel Kotov, a Archmagos, like someone who's very, very high up in the Mechanicum, or the Mechanicus, excuse me. Big difference.
Mm.
He has lost 3 Forge Worlds in recent history, right? He is just like absolutely failing in his role as like a leader. He then finds the Speranza and rebirths it. An Arc Mechanicus.
Wasn't one of the Lost Forge worlds because he found the Speranza?
No, that's a 4th one he destroyed.
That's the fourth one?
Yeah,
Oh, what a bad few years for this guy.
yeah. I think that's how it works out because it's like there's one to like Trader Mechanicum forces, one to like the Tau, I think.
Yeah, that's
and
how.
and then another one.
I don't remember what the third one was.
Is. No, neither do I. Maybe it is 3, and it's just the
Maybe it
Archimedes.
is.
But the way I had it in my head is that he lost 3, and then the 4th one doesn't count because he just like took a continent-sized piece of it to the sky.
Uh-huh.
But sure. So it's either 3 or
Sure.
4, and the Arc Mechanicus are these huge ancient explorator vessels from the
Four times.
before times. Literally, it's in the Age of Strife, like right before the Emperor sets out for his Great Crusade, or even the Terran Unification. The Cult Mechanicus had already like been established on Mars. That's how they survived Old Night, and they were still sending out ships. They were just like, we've got all the tech. Let's try and send out ships. So as the Great Crusade spread, they found new Forge Worlds that the Mechanicus had already spread out. That's how that happened. So this ancient ship, and he's like, great, I need to go and search and find buried treasure. This guy has just come forward with a beacon to a former Archmagos Telok. He had like gone off.
30,000 years ago.
Well, I think it's 4,000 years ago, or something like that.
Okay.
Because Galatea gives his age, and it's like Telok was at the station, and he gave me sentience, and that was 4,724 days ago, or years.
Right.
Yeah. And he went through this thing called the Halo Scar, which is a piece of warp fuckery, I guess. And it leads to a set of systems that have fallen beyond Imperial rule, basically. And nobody can get there, nobody can come back, but there be dragons and maybe treasure.
Yep, that's usually how it works.
That's the idea. Um, so I really enjoyed the humans. Graham has decided to grace us with regular people again in stories, unlike
Yep.
the Ultramarine books.
There's humans in the Ultramarine books.
Hmm,
In the Earl of Ventress one, there are humans. They're not the main characters, but there are humans.
there's humans in the first one, but by the time they're on Medrangal, it's like, well, there's two guardsmen, but we're gonna like make sure they stay out of the way for 90% of the book.
No, you're right. That one doesn't have very many humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one has a group of like lifter workers, like they feel like dock workers in 40k, and they're out like celebrating that their boss got a pay rise basically, and they're in a bar, and the mechanics are just like, "Sweet, you work for us now. Get in the truck."
They just roll in with shock troopers, round everyone up who has any ability, skill. Maybe they have some really nice implants,
Yeah.
and bond them to the Speranza for as long as they need them. You're with us now. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. So
Like, do the corporations, do like the human corporations get pissed off at the Mechanicus for kidnapping their workers out of bars? I imagine they'd be pissed off about this.
So I think it's left for us to piece together, but there is a scene where they tell you that the planet that they were on was going through a guard founding at the same time. So like they were rounding up people, taking volunteers, whatever, to form a new guard regiment and then ship them off, right? And at the same time, there's also a scene where the Speranza, as it leaves, flares its like exhaust vents or whatever to make radiation patterns in the sky as like a thank you for your help. So there's like just a couple of tidbits where the Mechanicus has rolled up and said, "We'll help you with your guard founding. We'll do all like the regiments, supply tanks and stuff, if you give us a bunch of people. Like if you give us succor for our trip." And so they've got, it's tacit approval at the best, that like from the planetary government to be like, yeah, take whoever you want.
We get something out of it. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. I can see it.
Yeah. We also get a scene, while we're talking about the guard, in that the guard are like, "You're loading our tanks wrong. We want the super heavies to go in last. That way they come out first." Right? Then, partway through the book, there's like, "Oh, and they have the tanks out for combat drills because they're on a continent-sized ship. It has areas big enough to drive tanks around. The order in which they were stored wouldn't have mattered because you could put them
Really
back
didn't matter.
Put them back in a different way."
Yeah, exactly. I had that thought too. I was like, so why were we freaking out about this?
Right.
I guess maybe the regiments didn't know. Like,
Yeah.
I think regiments had never been on a ship where you could do tank maneuvers while on the way to the battle.
Not even
Right?
tank maneuvers. They had the Titans deployed in these
Yeah.
simulations. Right. It's crazy.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
I
That
can
was funny.
totally see that the guard were like, "I didn't know." Holy shit.
Right. Right. Like, which they could have told them.
Yeah, we could
Because
have.
they have a little bluster about it, and like they could have been like, "Look, stupid. We're planning on using these on the way there. It doesn't matter." And then it's like, "Oh, okay, cool." End of argument, right? Anyway, yeah.
So the humans were introduced to are like Abraham. What are the other guys' names? I'm terrible with these.
Hawk.
Yeah, so there's Locke, the guardsman, I believe.
I thought it was Hawk.
Hawk.
Is it Locke?
No, it's Hawk. Yeah,
Hawk.
Hawk.
Yeah.
I get confused because there's Hawk the guardsman, and then there's Hawkins the guard commander, but they're not related. Yeah. One of them has like some augmetic eyes that were like he got inherited from his father when his father passed, and so he's able to read that like, "Oh, we're being taken to the engine decks. Great." their shift supervisor gets taken for servitorization, the friendliest process in 40k, because he was upset that he got took. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of human struggles. I just like those characters. I think those characters are probably the best in terms of like having some emotional components to them. I love all the weird tech priest stuff. The Black Templar's boring as shit.
Yep.
So so written
So
like
boring.
yeah, so written like 14-year-old kids. Yeah. And one of them's literally 27, but he's just like an edgy teenager.
Yeah.
Um Abraham Locke, so and then Ishmael Derovan is the other guy. He's the guy that gets turned into a servitor.
And there's
Um
Crusher
Crusher, yeah,
and Ogren.
the Ogren. Poor Crusher.
Poor Crusher.
Yeah. Uh Yeah, so Abraham Locke is basically Jesus. He's tech Jesus.
Yeah, as
he's
far as the followers of the Omnissiah are concerned.
yeah, he's machine touched as they call it. He activates a arco-flagellant without knowing it. He fires a 600-year-old pistol that could not by any means be activated. But the machine spirit just blessed him a little. It was great and blew off his hand.
Sure did.
So,
I like the foreshadowing of that too, because remember they find the gun and then Ibrahim is like, this was quickly discontinued because of the high rate of like plasma discharge
right.
from every time when it was fired. I'm like, yeah, I bet.
Right.
And then it happens. I was like, hey.
Who saw that coming? It's great.
That is really good.
Um,
I just like the perspective of the poor kidnapped slave humans with the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Mhm.
Like you're working grueling hours. They're not feeding you anything good.
nope. They're putting
It's the air you breathe is bad.
Oh. Whoop. Did I lose you? I can't hear you, dude. You're up. Falcon's having tech issues. Oh no, is it a loose cable? Oh,
Okay,
there you go.
I'm back. Yeah, it was a loose cable. You're getting radiation constantly. You're being killed as you live next to the engine of this thing. And if you get too weak to work, they just servitor you. They just turn you into a servitor if you want. They don't make you do it, but if you're done with everything, then they'll do it for you.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit. This is the worst.
Yeah.
The Adeptus Mechanicus are terrible.
Uh-huh.
I said this on the stream last week, but I was like, I had a relatively sort of positive opinion about the Adeptus Mechanicus before now, and now I hate them. They suck. They are the worst. You don't have to enslave people. Do you know how many people in the Imperium would work for you for free if like you just fed them decent food? And everything else was the same. You're like, hey, come get some real food. They'd be like, yeah, I'll work 14-hour days and get radiation. Is it real food? Awesome. This is way better than what I have right now. Like,
the problem is
you don't have to treat them like shit.
the problem is where's the Mechanicus going to get real food? Like all of their forge worlds,
they're magic.
All of their forge worlds poison the planet that they're on. Like you can't grow things there. And if you put up like greenhouses or whatever to like insulate them, right? You can't grow enough food to feed all the people.
It's the Adeptus Mechanicus. They do magic shit all the time. If they wanted to figure out how to get oranges and chicken for these people that are working below decks, they could do it. But of course, the answer is the supply of humans in Warhammer is endless, and therefore it doesn't matter. You don't have to treat anybody well. You kidnap them, you enslave them, nobody cares. It doesn't matter.
I feel like if we looked at real world regimes where they treat people like garbage, or like prisoners being like out on work details and stuff, or in mining camps, stuff like that, they never were like, well, we could feed these guys better and they'd do more work for us, right? If they were in a better condition. Like,
yes, that's what I'm saying.
I feel like there's incentives not to. I think there are very real incentives that make it difficult to have a quality of life for all of your indentured bondsmen on this ship. Especially when you're like on a ship, right?
Especially when you're on a ship.
Yeah, because there's no planets around. You're just on a ship in the warp. What are you growing there?
It's big enough that you can hold full-scale Titan battles on this thing. You can have a farm if you want. It's not that hard,
Mm, but
right?
can you have enough of a farm? It's only
The
the size of a
Speranza
continent.
is the Speranza is hilariously, ridiculously huge. There's enough room for food growing if they wanted to do it.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah,
So I
I know.
hate the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Yes,
They
yeah,
suck.
yeah.
The end.
They suck.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. What were we talking? Okay, yeah. So the cast of characters of the Mechanicus, we've got Lexel Kotov, who seems very genuine. That he's like, I'm doing this for the Omnislayer. That's what I've lost. I've lost my faith. I've been too busy trying to find like mortal powers. I'm gonna do this for the Omnislayer. We've got I'm trying to remember their names. Linya Tycon, who's the ladies Magos, and her dad, who are just nice people. They're just good people. Especially the dad, who's like,
Generally.
I want to sit in my observatory and just look at the stars and document the universe. I'm so proud of my daughter. Isn't she great? She's so smart. She could be Primaris grade in hexamathical decimals or something, but she doesn't want to spend 50 years on Mars to get the qualification.
They're complicit in slavery. They're wonderful people.
Lots of people are complicit in slavery. You ever worn Nikes?
I know. Yes, I have. Not recently.
You ever worked at an Apple store?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Anywho, yeah. So they've got a fun relationship. They were pretty dealy.
They're good. Her and Rabute Surkov are great. I like the conversations they have together, and like him being like, "Oh, she's kind of pretty. Maybe I could, get some nuts and bolts in this thing." And she's
But
like,
he's straight up about it.
Yeah.
He meets her and she's like, dang, she's hot. He's like, hey, you want to go out? Like, he does not wait around. He doesn't like
No.
maybe take it chill for a couple days. He's like, no, let's try this thing out.
"Yeah, why
It's
not?
amazing. Yeah.
It's great." And she's like, "No, I am a robot. That would go bad. I don't look like a robot, but I assure you, I am a robot."
Super robot.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in you. I know you're interested in me. Sorry. Like my decision to look more human than the vast majority of my brothers and sisters does have some downsides, obviously, but has nothing to do with you, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good conversation. Also, that his name's Rabute, and it's like everyone that meets him's like Ultramar, huh?
Yeah, you've got a blessed name, huh?
I would be so mad if I was from Ultramar, someone named me Rabute, and I was trying to make my own way in the world. You know what I mean? He's trying to be a freaking rogue trader, and he's settled with his Rabute name. In fairness, probably could have changed it. Rogue traders can do whatever the hell they want.
It's true.
Like, wouldn't have been hard. He kept it, so never mind. Like, it's his deal.
I feel like in terms of Rogue Trader, this isn't like the Rogue Trader that we play in the game Rogue Trader. This is on the merchant princeling kind of scale. He's lower down. He has some runs, but he's not like, I have my own planet. He's not that kind
Doesn't
of...
have his own planets?
No.
Oh,
I get the feeling he
bummer.
does not have his own planets.
All right, fair enough. A name change doesn't seem that hard to manage.
Right. But also in the addendum, the final chapter of the book, or at least in the audio book, it's like there's someone going through some records being like, man, these documents would be almost impossible to forge. Almost. And it's like Rabute Surkov's letter of warrant of mark or whatever, like the thing that lets him be a rogue trader is forged. Ooh.
Yeah. Which, I mean, again, rogue trader. Like, one step above pirate. Like, the fact, I wouldn't be surprised if there were a few rogue traders out there with forged documentation.
Probably.
Kind of seems right up the alley of what they all do.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's probably rogue traders out there that both like inherited it. Like, there's two rogue traders that both were like, "Oh, great, I inherited it from my old grand aunt Arnie or whatever." Except they're on
Yeah.
different sides of the galaxy, so instead of like being like, "Hey, you need to come to a hearing to find out who's actually the beneficiary of this will," they just both accidentally got copies of the warrant of trade, right? And so like,
Yeah.
you got two rogue traders on the opposite sides of the galaxy, just never running into each other. Fun little
One of
stuff.
them's illegitimate. Who cares?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got to be one of them, but
Yeah.
we're not gonna ever find out. Um,
Right.
he's great. I love him and his crew, especially like the kid who's like got his butterfly knife out everywhere and is like showing. He's like had that fancy dinner and he's got his butter knife and he's like, see if you move it like this, and all of the guard men there are like, oh yeah, that's a good stance for like knife fighting. Thank you, 17-year-old. We're only Cadians and we don't know that.
Yeah, the fact that it's Cadians.
Yeah.
Like, it might have worked if it was random 14th Regiment from planet we've never heard of.
Right.
But Cadians was very good. Yeah. Good context.
Very funny. Uh,
That is good.
is it the engines here that they've got who's just like, I'm gonna sleep with that guardsman, and Roberta's like, oh, just so you know, our ship is docked at 13B, so when you wake up in the morning, you know how to get home. She just like is harassing this guy. She like set her claws in and is like, no, that's the guy. It's very
Yeah.
funny.
It is. He's, again, very forward. Good stuff.
Yeah, so
What
the
did I highlight?
oh yeah, what did you highlight? I was gonna get to the Valette manifold.
That's fine.
Yep. So they like one last message from Telok apparently came through this Valette manifold, and it's like the last stop that they're gonna do before like really pushing into the Halo Scar, and from that's the no point of return. Like, there's no way back from that. And when they get there, it's like powered down. Nobody's even apparently been here in 80 years. They bust their way in. Kotov can't, like, his Archimagos overrides when he's trying to talk to the door, aren't doing anything, and a servitor rolls out, which we've just seen the inhumanity of servitors in this Baranza, and we're like, oh, another one of these. The this,
A huge one. A very big servitor.
a very big servitor rolls out. The Space Marines open fire because they're like, that's not a servitor. That's an orc. So we discovered that someone here has been making orcs into servitors and reskinning them with vat-grown human flesh.
Which every step of the process is like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
So there we meet Galatea.
Well, and just an aside, because
Uh,
it's something I've read a lot of Warhammer books, right? And it's always humans that are servitured.
Mm-hmm.
And at no point was I was like, how come it's never an orc or a Tau or an Eldar? Like, why do I never see this? And this book is very explicit. Like, it's because it's heresy against the Omnissiah to turn anything other than a human into a servitor. And I'm like, do you think this is a good thing? Like, are you blessing humanity with this?
That is the opinion of the tech priest. They're like, it is an honor to be a servitor. You're finally useful.
Giving this to an orc is wasting it.
Yeah.
Just incredible.
Yeah.
Imagine being an orc warband who attacks the station and like you lose and get turned into a servitor. You're like, what the hell is this? No one's ever mentioned this happening before because it never has.
Right.
Oh, amazing.
It's a great moment. So we find Galatea, and he explains that, like, well, I had to make do with servitors. I didn't have a lot of options. I had orcs, so I made orc servitors. Galatea is an interesting guy on his own. He is a bunch of heads in jars on a spider robot legs, like Darth Maul, basically. And he is a gestalt mixed consciousness of all of these brains in jars. And one of them was like, no, you can't make orcs into servitors. And so the rest of the brains were like, well, what if we tried giving it human skin? To like placate it.
they do it, and he's like, still wrong, and they're like, retire that one. Boom.
Yep, just push it
Yep.
down. Yeah. Oh.
It's incredible.
Mm.
Well, and that's Psychopaths. You remember Psychopaths?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the whole idea that you take a bunch of brains out of human heads and collectively link them all together into a giant collective brain thought process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good stuff.
Good stuff.
Very creepy.
We discover that he's uber powerful in the ways of the mech force.
Insane. Yeah.
Yeah. Even when like Axel Kotov, not Axel, what's his name? Lexel Kotov is like, let's go and interrogate him. Let's shut down all of the noosphere and all the access ports. And he's just like, you really thought that would stop me? He's like, he's magic.
Yeah.
He's magic.
He is. Oh, and he's the Adeptus Mechanicus from our galaxy consider him an intelligent AI.
Yeah, they consider him an abomination, as like sentient
Yeah.
AI whose
Yeah.
the brains aren't really him. They're just like his meat processing powers. It's like he finds people who are really smart and adds them to like this gestalt node, but their
Yeah.
personalities can rise in consciousness, but they're not him. He is an AI, essentially.
Right. So it's an incredible interaction to where all the Adeptus Mechanicus see him as the epitome of heresy and evil within their own belief system, but also they can't kill him, and they sort of need him to do what they need to do. It's this incredible thing where they all can barely contain their indignation and their righteous ire at this horrible abomination the whole time. It is great. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I really like when Kotov is like, boy, I wish I had some like just regular guardsmen who couldn't be shut down spherically up here, whose guns couldn't be over controlled, you know, because they're all techie. Like they don't have any like human fleshy bits that just stab a guy or like push this guy's jaws over. You know, they can't do it. And yeah, so he agrees to be like, I'll lead you through the scar, but when we find Talok, I want to kill him because he said he'd come back and free me, and he didn't. You know, so it's a little like daddy issue, revenge story for him.
He's very kind of cheerful about it, too.
Yeah, he's
Because initially he's like, I want to find Telok. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And then later they kind of clarify, like, what do you want to do with Telok? He's like, I want to kill him. He's like, oh,
he,
okay.
in the audiobook, he's a very like chipper guy. He's like, oh, I don't really understand what you mean by that. Like, he's just very happy to be there.
That's how I read it. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think it comes through.
So he starts leading them through. Have we skipped anything? The Eldar are like, hey, that's a bad thing if this happens. There's a really interesting Eldar character whose name
Farseer.
Farseer.
Yeah.
That's like a rank, but from
I know.
from
We'll call her Farseer.
Farseer. Yeah, she has foreseen disaster if like this expedition goes well for the Imperium, and is like trying to stop it, but also has been like foreseeing her having some kids and just really wants her kids to be around, and is like doing things that she believes will make that happen, including killing Kul Gilad, one of the Black Templars. And she's like, what? That made it worse. How is this possible? Like, I killed an Astartes, a mortal enemy, and my kids are further away in likelihood? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's tough. 'Cause she's pretty convinced through most of the book. Like, she's like, this is what we have to do to save the future of the Eldar people, and especially my kids. Like, we're killing other ships that are part of the retinue of the
Right.
Speranza,
Yeah.
and we're murdering this space marine in particular, and we board the Esperanza trying to take it out. And all these things, and she's like, all right, this is what we're doing. We got our plan. And then she does it all, and she's like, but now it's worse.
Like, I don't understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the
Yeah,
problem
it's
with
good.
that's the problem with seeing the future. You don't know how to get
Yep.
from here to there.
Nope.
So yeah, she
Really
boards
sucks.
the Sabranza. They kill a bunch of people. There's no other way to put
They,
it.
yeah, they would have successfully done what they were there to do, except for our tech Jesus accidentally. Again, the Speranza is a ship of many mysteries.
Uh-huh.
Like, even our Archmagos doesn't know everything that's going on with this thing.
Right.
So my question was, did they know about the
Flagellant.
flagellant?
Flagellant.
Flagellant? Were
Uh,
they like, it's an arcoflagellant? Holy shit. Or they were like, it's arcoflagellant 34A you activated. Cool. You know what I mean?
so it's the first one. It's the former. Um,
Okay,
we
okay. So like we didn't know this was here.
not particularly. Like they knew that. Okay, so you get it in the next book where because
Okay.
Tech Jesus wakes up and he's like, surgery? What are you doing? Are you servitizing me? And they're like, no, we're not servitizing. We're fixing you because you're machine blessed. It's great. Calored
Yeah.
and machine blessed. And
Totally.
the arcoflagellant's there, and they're like, it's an arcoflagellant.
It's your
Psychoflagellant.
arcoflagellant.
Yeah. So they have a conversation in the next book that's like, the ecclesiarchy loves these things. Who do you think makes it for them? Right? So they probably knew that they had been making them on the ship, or at least like Kotov did. Maybe not this guy, but they did not know that there was any left. is my understanding. They're like, what the hell is this doing here?
Well, because it's a room that's out of the way that nobody seems to use, and then behind a secret wall in said room that's out of the way that nobody uses.
Right. And not only that, they don't even know how they get to that room. Every time they go there, it's like the ship has been like rearranging its rooms to make sure they get there.
It's a room of requirement stuff in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It's like if you want to go to the room, then the room's like, here I am.
Yeah.
Crazy, crazy stuff, man.
And Hawk is
So
like,
he accidentally activates. Yeah,
I'm like, oh, Hawk uses the room for a still.
you're right.
Harry Potter's like brewing moonshine in the room requirement.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they accidentally activate the arcoflagellant. He absolutely murderizes the Eldar. Which, impressive, honestly, considering how good Eldar are at fighting in general.
Yeah.
Or generally, I mean, we just saw some take down Black Templar Space Marine, so pretty good at what they do. Yeah.
I did, while I was reading some other reviews of the book, someone did have a very, very, very detailed breakdown of like the entire trilogy. And in it was like, they had a con section. It's like, the arcoflagellant can kind of kill anything Graham needs it to, even though their rule set on the tabletop is garbage.
Welcome to the books, man.
Yeah.
That happens all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's funny. There's a moment where a Titan, the Princeps, who's in a jar of fluid, driving the Titan, has a nightmare. He thinks he's at a previous battle that went really badly for him. Fires his plasma reactor on board the ship, which is amazing. I was like, what a great idea. What if a Titan fired their plasma reactor on a ship that was in the warp? That would, well, wait, are they in the warp?
Yeah, they're in the warp. They're in the
warp. They are.
Yeah.
Even better.
I'm just going to throw it out there. Maybe don't have live fire exercises in the warp. Like,
well, see, when the live fire exercise is done, you get rid of the live fire.
well, it's that's the problem with it's an energy weapon essentially, so they can't like you can't disable it without turning the Titan off, and they're not gonna do that, right?
Well, and they can't, because the scene is the pilots are trying to turn it off because they see what's happening and they can't.
Yeah.
Because the Princeps or the will of the machine is too much for them to override.
Bit of both. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to Warhammer.
Yeah, so what we get is a plasma shot melting its way through deck after deck after deck, and
miles and miles of ship. Yeah.
And they're like, well, how do we slow this down? How do we cool it? Do we vent some systems? And like, one of the other Magos is like, no, we can't vent that. That's where all my bonded servants are. They run the engine. We need that. And it's like, right, but if we don't, it's gonna hit the plasma capacitors or something, And it does, and it overheats them, and they start melting through into that room that our, our intrepid humans are in, and it's, you know, awful as everyone in there melts to death. Yeah,
Really bad. One drop of this thing gets on you and you die.
die.
That's what happens to the foreman,
Mm-hmm.
the really sadistic evil foreman, so it's okay.
Yeah,
A drop of it comes out of nowhere, hits him on the top of the head, and he
melts
melts.
like
Incredible.
it
Yeah.
drills through his skull and then down into his body, and it's uh we get that
Tough way to
from
go,
we get that
probably.
from Abraham Locke's view, and he's like, well, I have to admit, I took some pleasure in watching that. Yeah.
Oh, I guess as long as we're on servitor,
Yeah.
who it's Ismail who's the servitor, right?
Ishmael. Yeah.
Ishmael. Yeah, call me Ishmael.
Yeah.
So he gets a bump on the head and starts remembering who he is.
Yeah.
That's exciting and new. I've never seen this before.
Yeah. I wonder if that's like
The
Kaladin.
book's very much like, no, they sever the parts of you that allow you to access your own memory before they put you in this
Right.
thing.
They definitely think that. Yeah. A bunch of people who have never been through a lobotomization will tell you exactly what happens when you get lobotomized.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So actually, there's a game called Darktide, which is like Left 4 Dead bit Warhammer, and in it there are med stations throughout like the levels that you play, and they're all servitor med stations. Like there's a guy without, any legs wired into the side of a building, and most of the time his voice line when you get up to him is just like, "Do you require healing?" Like he's like bugging out a little, but every now and then you'll walk up to him and he's like, "Why do I feel pain?"
Oh no.
It's
So it just opens this huge can of worms. Or like, what can servitors feel?
Mm-hmm.
What are they thinking? Are they just trapped in their own unresponsive body and they can't do anything? That sounds like the worst nightmare ever in the history of the world.
Mm-hmm. Sure does,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty bad. Very Warhammer of them.
Yeah. So, I mean, did that move the needle on liking the Mechanicus any more or less?
No, it was bad enough already. Like the concept of the servitor on its own is bad enough.
Right.
Like it's like a 99, and then it's like, and maybe the servitors can feel what's going on. And you're like 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I will say I'll give them points for not forcibly servitorizing the dudes in the engine room if they don't want to. Like, except they did it.
Except for
To
Ishmael.
Ishmael.
Yeah.
Well,
Who knows how many others?
it's heavily implied that he wouldn't keep his mouth shut because that's who he was
Right.
when we knew him before.
You're saying he deserved it.
No. I'm just saying they did give the option to some of the crew.
Right. So there's
Yeah.
there's definitely a bit in the book where they're like, if you want to check out and you don't want to throw yourself off like this infinitely high gantry, they will servitorize you as like a get out of doing this job. Right.
Yeah.
But
Maybe it's the wrong move, as we maybe find out.
But as we see, if you like talk back to them, they will servitorize you for that. So it goes.
Right.
I think it goes to say that it's like, oh, you lost your arm and you can't carry the buckets of whatever it is anymore. Oh, we'll just servitorize you. Put you in a door. You can be a door pad. Like a keypad.
Congratulations, you're a door now.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, Hawk mouths off constantly,
Right.
and does not get dragged off to be a servitor at all.
That's true, but we're also implied that like he, from his time in the guard, has some like mental acuity that's just like, I know how to talk back to like someone in authority without them realizing it. You know, I know how to shirk duty. I don't know. It's like he came out of MASH. You know.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Who's that character in MASH? What's his name?
Hawkeye.
Oh, well, there you go. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing here. That makes sense.
The problem is that at his core, Hawkeye actually is a good person. I don't think Hawk is like, I'll sell moonshine to people for sex and smokes and 600-year-old guns that blow off the hands of people.
Right.
Yeah. He's Hawkeye meets not Kramer, Klinger maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. Well, and yeah, he's competent.
Mm,
Like he's lazy competent
yeah.
because he does develop all this networking stuff. He networks with
Skitari.
the Skitari.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I'm impressed by this. I didn't think this was the thing you could do.
Mm. Apparently,
Yeah.
apparently it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's good at what he does. He's not a good person. He's good at what he does.
Yeah.
It's interesting because we meet him
In the bar. Yeah. And
in the bar, and people know that he's been telling stories about
how he killed
killing a
I
Chaos Space Marine.
yeah, an Iron Warrior. Another link to Graham McNeill's other book, Storm of Iron, which is the Hydra Caudatus War Zone, which we also get in
Yeah.
Uriel Ventress. So it's all
Yep,
connected.
there you go.
It's all
All
connected.
connected. One sector of the galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting because we meet him and he's kind of like, leave
Leave
me
me alone.
alone. Like, I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm not looking for glory. Like, I told my story and people don't believe me. Shove off.
Yeah, I just want to like sit here and people think he's like drinking his sorrows away, but like Abraham notices that the bottle is actually old and that he hasn't really been drinking from it either. Like
Yeah.
so he's giving the impression that like, oh, I'm just some old drunk telling crazy stories, but it's just a cover for like something. He just wants to live a quiet life maybe. But like
But then as soon as he gets on the Esperanza, he's like, I'm running this show, boys. And I was
Right.
like, where did this come from?
yeah. Yeah.
It's a very weird, fast character switch for him.
Mm-hmm. I'm just wondering if it's like something back at the, like the dock that he was working at. He was like, well, I don't. This is my boss essentially, or a boss. Like this is an overseer. I need to like put up a front that he just wants nothing to do with me. Like I don't want to get involved if he starts looking too closely or notices who I am and where I'm not being when I'm supposed to be. He's gonna like discover my operation or something. That's my headcanon
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. It is a very interesting change. It's a very fun change.
Yeah, I mean,
him.
he's fun with the other humans, where he's like, "Oh, I could sell you guys a drink," you know.
And they're like,
One,
what are you talking about?
right? And like he has glow sticks, and the others are like, "You have glow sticks?" And like, give us some. And the other guys are like, "Taking 3," and then Tech Jesus is like, "Oh, I'll just have one," you know, 'cause he's a nice guy. He doesn't want to take too many smokes. Yeah,
It's good.
that's good.
The humans are important for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh man, just to like really rub it in with how awful Tech Jesus's life is. It's like when they're all getting wrapped up, they were like, "I've got a wife and kids," and he's like, "I've got a wife and we had kids. Our life is awful." Even back on like before, it's like they had rust lung or something, and the kids died, and he feels responsible because he was like, "Well, if we move to here, I can get a job," and that like got the kids killed.
Yeah. Brutal.
Their life before the Speranza, not great, but they had some measure of freedom, I guess.
Yep.
Wild.
Wild. Speranza was worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then there's the scene that you told me about earlier.
Oh, right. Where the
Eldar ship
ships.
has been hunting
yeah.
the Mechanicus parade.
Yep. Flotilla.
Yeah, the flotilla, and is absolutely wrecking because Eldar ship.
Yep.
And Kotov,
Yeah, Kotov.
Kotov gets the recommendation from Brain Guy.
Galatea. Yeah.
Galatea. Galatea is like, hey man, you don't even know what you have. This
Right.
ship is incredible. You don't know the half of what's going on here.
Right.
It's not even fully awake yet. And he's like, well, I mean, he probably knew that, right?
Right.
So he's like, I'm gonna dive into the machine spirit and ask it for help, which is insanely dangerous.
Yeah.
Because it's a humongous machine spirit, and people in little knights sometimes get lost in the machine spirit.
Right.
And that is 1/800,000,000th the size of the Esperanza.
Yep.
Yeah. So he goes in and he's like, sup, we could use some help. And then the Esperanza's like, no, you guys are gnats. I was here before you. I'll be here long after you. Can't be bothered.
Yeah, pretty much. And he's like, well, why should I help you? And he's like, well, because you can. And this machine spirit's like,
Yeah.
huh, that's funny. That's a good point. Yeah. That's
And
funny.
then Shakespeare's like, my ego. Right, I do have a big one. Let's
Right.
do this. So it shoots a black hole at the Eldar ship
Yeah.
because you can just do that now.
Yeah.
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 And McNeill's very clear to be like, if we were in open space, the Eldar ship would have died. But because we were in this weird gravity hole, timey-wimey space, they got out of it. They almost died, but they're alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's important they stay alive for the story.
Right.
But yeah, I was like, oh, you shoot black holes now.
So,
Fancy.
so not only was it a black hole, it was a black hole to like pin and trap them so they couldn't move, and then it rewound time by a nanosecond and overlaid itself quantumly, causing it to explode. So it's also a chrono weapon. And so what we're
Insane.
given to believe is that the Archimagos and all the other Magoses did not know that gun was available to them, because like the other guy, who was the second in command, Tarkus Blaylock.
Blaylock?
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
I'm getting targeting requests. I don't know what weapon system these are for. And Kodov's just like, fire everything. You know?
It's like, I'm getting targeting solutions for an Eldar ship. I don't know what this is. I don't know how we're targeting it.
Right.
Yeah. It's really good. Well, and then McNeill's like, and maybe some mechanicists who have really specialized in black hole theory and like quantum entanglement might have an idea of what's going on here. And I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
So that's what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then we're basically like, hey, we made it to the other side. Rabute gets to name a planet, and
he just wants to disappear.
yeah, he wants.
Which, I mean, considering what we know about the galaxy, not a bad call, dude.
Not a terrible call. Like, I like that he's noticing that the star is very old. It's like a red dwarf or whatever. And he's like, how long until that star like explodes? And he's like, oh, probably a couple million years still. And he's like, oh, it's not gonna affect me then. Like that's.
And the Adeptus Mechanicus is like, well, your finite monkey brains can't possibly process that amount of time. It's like, we can, though, because we're really smart and have robot brains. And it's like, oh, okay. You didn't really have to say that, did you?
Which is really funny because Slot and Mechanicus have been around for millions of years either.
Right.
You know?
Right. What are you talking about, man?
Right. Yeah.
Then one thing I highlighted was like one of the last lines of the book. Rabute is like, second star on the right, straight on till morning.
Yep. Great quote.
And I was like, okay, so Shakespeare has kind of survived to the present day, but like it's garbled and mangled, and it's never exactly what we have in the 20th century.
Uh-huh.
It's very different. But Peter fucking Pan has survived to the 40K? Come on, Graham. Like, you could have had us recognize it by gargling it, just like you do with Shakespeare. It didn't have to be perfect syntax from the book. That's all.
So it's funny that you comment that that's a Peter Pan reference.
Yeah.
That's a Star Trek reference.
No.
That's where I've seen people reference that. It's like said in some Star Trek thing.
Well, sure, after Peter Pan.
I don't know which came first. I mean,
Peter Pan was written in like the 1800s.
well, I only know the movie. I don't know if they had the same lines. So
It's from the 1904 play Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie.
Okay.
Second star to the right, straight on till morning.
right,
There you go.
But I'm just saying, everywhere I've seen this like referenced from Warhammer Nerds, it's that Graham McNeill was like referencing Star Trek. Like, I don't know if maybe
That's fine.
Maybe he's never read Peter Pan and doesn't know what's in there. But yeah, Peter Pan canonically now, for better or for worse, made it through to 40K.
Made it through better than Shakespeare did.
Yeah.
Freaking Graham. Because I read it and I was like, oh, okay, this is what they do. And I'm like, wait a second, this is syntactically perfect. They never do this with Shakespeare. Every time there's a Shakespeare reference, it's always the name is different somehow, and the
Right.
lines are weird, and you get the general gist of what they're picking up, but it's obvious it's been thousands and tens and thousands of years.
Right.
Yeah, hilarious. You're funny, Graham. Make me laugh. Also, I found the ending of the book to be abrupt. Like, was this supposed to be one giant thing? And then they're like, we got to chop this up into three because it's too big. Because it's like, there's a scene where the Templar or the
Oh.
Space Marines are mourning their boss.
Uh-huh.
The end. And I'm like, this is not a narratively solid place to end your story.
No, what we get is like Rabute names the planet, and they're like greedily going towards it, looking for like nourishment to like fix their ship. Like,
Yeah.
and we're just 10 days out, and then the Space Marines were praying.
They were sad.
The end.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Graham was like, oh, we should end it here, or they were like, well, we need to find a place to end it so we can split this thing into three. I don't know.
I don't either. It felt like they just chose a point to split it.
Right.
Oh, I do want to say real quick while you're looking that up.
Mhm.
The one human moment we get from these Space Marines is that the new guy in charge of the group is like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, he expresses self-doubt. He's like, the previous guy in charge knew what he was doing. We all respected him. I can take orders from someone and make my lowers do it, but I can't be the one giving the orders. And he's like, and I can see it in their eyes. You know, the rest of these Astartes, they see me as lesser too. They see me as not good enough. They blame me for the death, right?
Right.
And what I find interesting is we don't get that. The Astartes don't actively blame him for it. There's no real proof. It seems like it's in his head, which is a human thing to do, right? So yeah. Anyway, I just thought that was some pretty good Space Marine stuff. That was the most human they've been.
Yeah, no, because before that they're like, let's huff some magic incense and have a vision until the Emperor appoints one of us a champion. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, cool. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
it.
That's it. They also
And
have
that's the book.
They have like one fight with the Sekutari Dan, and he's like, they present some mixed philosophy about like, battle is about heart. You can't break it down to numbers. And then they fight and they win, and wow.
That's like, sure.
Yeah. It's like, okay. Yeah.
The Space Marine's like, aha, you didn't see this attack from my other hand with a knife. And it's like, how? What? How did this robot not see this happening? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I get what he's trying to do. I just don't think he executed it particularly well.
Probably not.
No.
I do remember the Dark Temple being the weakest part of these books.
Yeah.
And I think that pretty much continues.
Fair enough. Bummer. Yeah. Overall, I think it's good. I mean, I generally tend to judge these on being like, during the week, do I feel like, oh, I have to get a chapter of this book in today or I won't finish it on time? Or am I like, hooray, I get to read some chapters of this tonight? And for this one, I was like, hooray, I get to read some chapters of this tonight.
Good.
I think it's good.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
So the next one is The Lords of Mars, being the sequel.
Sure.
You've got the omnibus, so it doesn't matter. But anyone else reading along?
Right.
Lords of Mars. Second book, I believe it came out a year later, is how this works.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to work out if he wrote them all in one go, or if he did, then you know,
A year is not a long time to write a book like this.
right.
Yeah.
So, and then the third one came out a year after that, basically.
Yeah. So that kind of feels like movies that do that. We filmed two of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling a big chunk of the books were at least written together and then just split up as required, basically.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Anywho. Yeah, it's good stuff. Oh, I do want to say one thing. So we get I cannot remember his name ever. Tokov?
Kotov, yeah, Lexel.
Kotov. Man. Kotov's he kind of relives finding the Esperanza or finding the Speranza.
Yeah.
And he's like, it was centuries getting the Speranza out of the ground, and it was centuries getting the Speranza off the planet. And I'm like, really? Centuries, Graham?
How long do you think it would take to dig up the North American continent and
That
separate it?
one, that one I buy.
Okay.
But the once it was out of the ground, it took us centuries to get it into space. I'm like, what are you doing for centuries?
Getting enough lifters, like just enough engines to pull?
Centuries.
Centuries.
No, bullcrap.
Century?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe I'll give him a century, but like hundreds of years?
I mean, don't forget,
No way.
he's also like, I don't know, analyzing what systems need to be like fixed on the ship itself, stuff like that, and like which bits are incomplete. Because he did say that, so I don't think it's strictly like it took 100 years, 200 years, or 199 years to just lift it out. I bet there was other things going on, and you know, just to play devil's advocate or tech priest advocate, he also had
Hmm.
4 other forge welds to mismanage at the same time.
Ha.
Right. So I don't think
Sure.
I don't think all of his attention was just on that. I think when he says it took centuries, it's
Good.
because he had other shit to do.
I hope not, because that would be kind of embarrassing for the Adeptus Mechanicus. They're supposed to be miracle workers.
A
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
Cool. That it? Right it?
That's it. I think the Speranza is cool.
Mm-hmm. The Speranza. Yep.
Yep. And I was like, that is, yes, the Spanish word for hope.
It's true.
Esperanza.
That-
And then later they're like, it's taken from the old word for hope. And I'm like, sure was.
That and Peter Pan. That's what made it through to 40K.
Well, no, it's Speranza, not Esperanza.
Wow.
See, I'm saying it's been tweaked through the thousands of years, unlike Peter Pan.
Unlike Peter Pan.
Unlike Peter Pan.
Wait
Until morning.
Wait until the next book introduces the villain, Captainian Hook. You're gonna love it.
Oh boy. I don't like this at all. Duddles requested a race. He'd like orcs.
Cool. Next time I'm playing StarCraft, I will play orcs. That's what that's for.
That's like a good plan. We can do that.
Yeah.
All right. Man, 2-hour pod. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Time to wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Put a bow on it.
Deal. All right. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out for another edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour, streamed live Monday evenings or Tuesdays if you're in Australia at twitch.tv/Somicron. You can come and hang out with us like Ultra has and Polly and Duddles. What's up? Thanks for being here. You can also watch the VODs at that site if you want, or if you're more of a YouTube person, you can do it at youtube.com/@Somicron. Supporting the podcast will work at falconpaladin.store or by pledging at patreon.com/Somicron. Good stuff. You can also subscribe to the channel at YouTube or, throw some gifted subs over at Twitch if you feel doing that as well. So thanks to everyone who's helped that way. We are kind of in the middle of doing a bit of an overhaul to the store, which is interesting. We'll keep you updated on that as it happens. So thanks again. We'll see you next week with more Warhammer stuff, and we'll be talking about some anime stuff too. So thanks again. We'll catch